one, right? So we can go ahead to start. Okay, so self-esteem. This is something that is really, a subject and matter of conversations for a lot of teenagers. A lot of teenagers are constantly talking about self-esteem, self-esteem, how do I know I'm doing well, challenges around self-esteem. And I just wanted to discuss it to clear the air for many teenagers right tonight or this evening. And I promise you that we would have an amazing time as we learn. So this is a good time to invite, to remind all of your friends, send the Zoom link to them, tell them to join, tell them that we have started, okay, and that they should join in the conversations. So, and then if you have a question in the course of the conversation, all you need to do is use the chat box, drop your questions, and the admin team will let me know. The admin team would, just put your questions aside because we're going to have a question and answer session. So if there's anything that you want to ask, put it in the chat box and they will pick it, right? Before I go ahead, it's important that I introduce us. So this is Virtual Big Sister, and Virtual Big Sister is a platform and a group of people who are committed to ensuring that teenagers and young adults do well, right? So we basically mentor teenagers and young adults, and they're a team of people. We have a team of people, that make up the Virtual Big Sister. I am the lead mentor and the founder of Virtual Big Sister. My name is Oladayo Bode Balogun. However, besides me, I have a team of people. I have an assistant, Nikhil Shilalu. She's on the call. Nikhil, is your video on so that people can see you, right? Nikhil is on the call. I have also some amazing teenagers and young adults who volunteer with me. And if you check the participants, you will see their names as admin. They're Naomi, I have Amanda, I have Christiana, Ola, Michael, and Favor. I know that Favor would not be joining us today because she's not around, but every other person will be joining us. Every other person should be on or will be joining us in the course of this meeting. And so you'll get to meet them and know them. Aside from the volunteers, I have support mentors and I have guest mentors, right? Support mentors are those who have been committed. And if you check the Virtual Big Sister page on Instagram, anyone in admin can post the page so that we see. If you check, you would see that the support mentors, we've been running the series Letter to My Teenage Self, and the support mentors have been sharing their thoughts, right, on the Instagram page, okay? So we have support mentors, we have guest mentors. So going ahead to self-esteem, what is self-esteem, right? A lot of people are confused. What is self-esteem? So I have a few definitions here. Self-esteem as self-confidence, self-regard, faith in yourself, self-assurance, sense of worth, sense of value, self-respect, dignity, morale, right? All of these things are things that constitute self-esteem. It's just saying, believing in yourself, having a positive belief, having a positive view of yourself. That's what self-esteem is about, right? And so, however, there are different types of self-esteem. For the purpose of this conversation, I will mainly focus on healthy or high self-esteem and poor and low self-esteem. Even though I understand that, there are some esteem, there's like damaged self-esteem, which I will come to. And I would say that not a lot of people in this category would fall into the range of damaged self-esteem, because for your self-esteem to be damaged, you must consistently have been exposed to abuse, right, over a long period of time consistently, that's when you can really say, oh, I have a damaged self-esteem. Else, we're probably talking about a healthy self-esteem or a low self-esteem, right? And we're going to be talking about how to navigate that this evening. And so, yeah, before I move on to this, you see, I have like different containers. And so the lower container represents a poor or low self-esteem, right? While the bigger container represents a high self-esteem. And one of the reasons why this container here is not full is because there's no individual really who at every point in time has 100% self-esteem. I want that to sink in, particularly for all teenagers and young adults. There is no individual who at every point in time, right, has 100% healthy self-esteem, because you're going to interface with things on a daily, on a weekly, on a, even many times a day that could challenge your self-esteem. And the important thing is having healthy, right? Having healthy self-esteem and being able to, right? The important thing is for you to have a healthy self-esteem so that no matter what hits you, you're able to bounce back. You're able to remember who you are. Okay? So it's not about not having low self-esteem sometimes, but it's about not staying there. Okay? And you would see as we continue. Ask your questions and let it be interactive. Let's keep talking. Like I said, damaged self-esteem is a different matter. And perhaps this meeting would not take care of damaged self-esteem because you might need a call for us to talk about it some more and see how you can get help. I mean, anyone who is dealing with damaged self-esteem is probably, in an abusive situation, as one who is, dealing with abuse in whatever form. And I don't think a lot of people in this room fall into that category, okay? So, yeah, what are the causes of low self-esteem, right? What are the causes of low self-esteem? I have a lot of things here. And if you have more to share, I put in, add some more. So tell me, what are the causes? What are the things that you think, oh, these are the causes of low self-esteem? I have discrimination, I have social media pressure, I have rejection, I have mockery, I have abuse, body shaming, negative words. Which one has stuck with you? And let me share a personal experience at this point, which is body shaming. I remember that as a teenager, I don't think these people intended to do it, but I have these family friends and who were always saying, oh, you're too slim, you're not adding weight, your neck is long. And see, I was a bother, me and my brother. And so we would go to school, and when we come back, we will be so afraid to go out and visit people because we didn't want people to, talk about how slim we were. It was a big deal, right? We were always hiding because we felt, in fact, it got so bad that there was a certain New Year day, right, where we always had this family. We always had this. I want to see the chat. I'm not seeing people, right? I want to see you guys. Are you there? I need to know that you're there. I need to see your comments. I need to know that you're getting something from this. Okay. So you say, just comment, just share, just say something, okay? Just let's know that you're there. So we used to have this family meeting every year, and so I went as usual. At this point, perhaps um, people who were younger than I had sort of maybe grown bigger and look more mature, as they say, and so um, it then became an issue of, oh, why is she not adding weight? And some people called my dad aside and said, you know what, perhaps she's not growing and all of those things. And you guys won't believe it. My dad said, and they were like that, oh, my dad should, probably check medically to be sure that everything is fine and all of those things, right? And so you won't believe that I actually got to the hospital because of this thing. So maybe like 2nd or 3rd of January that year, I was at the hospital waiting to see the doctor. for no other reason than to say that I had I was too small for my age. And guys, I'm not even that small. I mean, there were smaller people in my boarding school. They were, it was funny, right? And I got there. My dad was with me, but somehow, when it was almost my turn, my dad just had to go somewhere. And so it was then just me. And I went into to see the doctor. And the doctor said, "Oh, why are you here? Can I help you?" I said, "Well," at that point, my voice was shaking. "Well, they told me that I'm too slim." The guy was shocked. He said, "Never let anyone bring you here for that reason. There's nothing wrong with you. But since you're here, you have to do all the tests. So we're sure that you're fine." So I did everything from HIV to malaria. I did all the tests just to be. So you see, people don't know how much pressure they put on you. And now, guess what? The world has decided again that slim is the way forward. And so I've now become part of those that people then hail that it's not your fault, it's because you're slim. You don't know what it means. So I'm wondering, like, oh, really? I don't know. Because I have been shamed for being slim at some point in time. I would practically go on, right, buying um, food that has calories, meal that have calories, just so that I could gain some weight. And now, right, I'm then just wondering, like, where did it all come from? But you see, another thing is societal standards. They have defined that this is what a fine girl looks like. And it's okay if that's how they want beauty pageants to look like. But you see, if your job in the world is not to be a model or to be a beauty pageant, then perhaps you don't have any business meeting some of those um, um, standards. So society has said, oh, you have to be maybe slim in this certain way, you have to be big in this certain way, or you have to be short in this certain way, and all those things put a lot of pressure on people. And so I'm just here to say that whatever you are, it is okay to be who you are. There is no standard. It's not successful people are not tall, neither are they short, neither are they plump, neither are they slim, right? It's not a criteria to be successful. It's not a criteria to be, to do well in life. Do you see? So there's a lot of mockery. There's a lot of stigmatization in society that you have no business with. Okay, there are a lot of things besides society, besides comparison. Life's challenges could cause one to have a low self-esteem, even adults. Okay, there might be times in your life that you're going through something difficult. Perhaps you finished secondary school and you've been writing jam for, say, 5 years, and you haven't gotten into school. I mean, at times like that, there's a likelihood that you feel bad if you have been writing a particular exam, or if you're having issues with school and you're not doing well, there's a likelihood that you're not feeling so good at that time. But it doesn't altogether mean that, oh, um you don't have value, or you're a completely useless individual. No, that's not what it is. Okay, it's just a season and it will pass, right? A lot of negative words, a lot of things that people say cause self-esteem issues. But we're not going to stop here. No matter what it is, if you know that these things are not what define you, if you know that these things are not, they're not what makes you valuable or less valuable, you'll be more comfortable with yourself. You say, now, can anybody start to tell me, oh, I'm too slim? No. So whether you're plump, whether you're slim, whether you're short, whether you're tall, exactly. Arubolo Oluwafere, I'm short and beautiful. And we're going to come, to the past where we talk about affirmations and positive words about yourself. You're perfect the way that you are. Okay, you're great the way that you are. You're beautiful. You're perfect. There's nothing more that needs to be added to you to make you more perfect. God molded you perfectly. Okay, so whether it's your body structure, whether it's a lot of even personality, whether you're quiet or you're more outgoing, whichever one that you are, it's okay to be. Do you see? It's okay to be yourself, because see, Being yourself makes you authentic, and that's how you can add the most value in the world. Being yourself is how you can, bring all of what God has created you to be to bear. Just so it's important that your acne doesn't make you less beautiful, Ebolua. So whatever you are, it doesn't matter. You see, at the end of the day, we're not even all supposed to have everything completely. We're not supposed to, be great at everything. We're supposed to just be we're who God has created us to be. You don't have a business trying to know everything, trying to be everything, okay? So whatever it is, I mean, this list is not, but I wanted to just the fact that you failed a particular course, maybe you're not good with maths, does not make you a failure. Do you understand? God created us with different abilities. So whichever your abilities are the things you will shine the most in. The things that you do not do well, there's a likelihood that you will not, do you not do so much with, okay? And it's just fine. So be comfortable with yourself. I want to see more comments. I'm saying divine. I want to see more comments. So guys, type more. Let me know that you're feeling me. Let me know that I'm saying your mind, okay? I want to know that I'm adding value to you, okay? And then, so this is personal for me. This is a definition that is personal for me, okay? It just came to me while I was preparing for this presentation. What's a healthy self-esteem? What is a healthy self-esteem? What does it look like? Because, many people say, oh, I don't know, my self-esteem, my self-esteem. What's a healthy self-esteem? A healthy self-esteem, in my opinion, is like a spring. And that's why I have that picture there. I hope you can all see the picture. If you can see the picture, type yes, yes, yes in the chat. Can you see the picture of the spring? Yes, yes, yes. Great, great. So here's a picture of a spring, right? And you know that a spring is like a bouncer. Do you see? It sometimes is pressed on, but it comes back to its shape. It comes back to its size. There are times it gets pressure and it goes down, but then it comes back. And that's what a healthy self-esteem is. A healthy self-esteem is not one that never goes low. Okay, it's one that goes and comes back, goes and comes back. I mean, maybe life hits you, maybe someone compared you, maybe social media pressured you, maybe you failed, want something, which doesn't even make you a failure, right? So it's one that goes and comes. So a healthy self-esteem is it's just basically bounceability. It means that you can bounce back from whatever situation. It means that first of all, you believe in yourself. First of all, you're confident in yourself. First of all, you respect yourself. But from time to time, you encounter things that make you feel okay, maybe things you're not so good at, maybe things that people threw in your face, maybe someone insulted you, okay, which is fine, right? It's fine. So at the end of the day, the fact that you had something pressed on you, or you had something, a challenge stare you in the face, like, oh, you've just been writing maths in work for like 4 years and you're just not getting past it. It's enough to cost you a self-esteem for that period, but it doesn't mean that you will not bounce back. It will teach you, it will make you stronger, but you will bounce back. So at the end of the day, the important thing is that your esteem is never damaged to the point that it doesn't bounce back. So if you can just imagine a spring, just imagine with me, okay? Imagine a spring. Who can imagine a spring? Like springboard. Just say yes, yes, yes. Who can imagine a spring? Spring bed, you jump on it, it goes in and then it bounces back. Okay, so at the end of the day, that's really, really what self-esteem is like. And that's my personal, in thinking about it, that's how, God inspired me on that subject. Okay. And here, this is something I really want to address. If this was the only slide I spoke about today, I will be fine. Trust me, right? I will be fine. Teenagers and self-esteem. Teenagers are so worried. Oh, my self-esteem, my self-esteem. They're so, so super worried. But guess what? Guess what, guys? There's most times nothing wrong with your self-esteem. But you see what has happened? you have transitioned from this boy here and this girl here to be 13, 14, 15, up until 19, and then even young adults. What does that mean? When you were a child, okay, you didn't care about a lot of things. I mean, you're not even hearing if they tell you 10 times, oh, go away from that place, you could come back. You're not very conscious or very self-aware. So you're just free. Okay. But by the time you start to become a teenager, generally you're more conscious. Okay, you're more conscious. You know, you want to your hair to look a certain way. You want to barb a certain haircut. You want to, you want to look like, oh, you're part of the happening boys in town. You want to look like you're a fine girl. You start to take on the standards of the world. Oh, this is how a fine girl should look like. This is how, you start to look around. You're more conscious. And at that point, you're actually really more exposed because it's your first entrance into that level of self-awareness. So it's not because there's anything wrong with you. Okay, I want to debunk that myth in teenagers, and I hope it sets you free today. I want to set you free today from feeling, oh, my esteem is bad. You're only more conscious, and it is normal. Okay, it's normal to be conscious at that stage of life. It's normal to feel like, oh, what's happening to me? Before, if your say family friend, maybe your family friend came to your house with their parents, who is like your peer. If before they came to your house when you were much younger, even if your mom says, hey, Bola, go and pack all the plates and go and wash it now, who asked you to sit down there? You will not feel bad because you're a child. I mean, but when you start to get older and you're a teenager and you're more conscious, and your mom came, your friend, your family friend who has a child that is an opposite sex came with their parents to your house, and your mom is then telling you in front of them, go and clean your room, very dirty. You feel embarrassed because you're then more conscious. You're just more conscious of those things. You're more conscious of your body. You're more conscious of, oh, is the opposite sex looking at me? What are they saying? What do they think about me? It's normal. Okay, there is nothing wrong with it. It's just a consciousness. Okay, it's just a consciousness that is normal. But what you have to be careful of is that at that point you are highly impressionable. What that means is that things get to you. You learn. Duchess Bikram say my mom should not do that. So, at that point, your mom does not really understand what you are going through. So she's just feeling like, go and clean your dirty room, Joe. She's just talking the way she would have spoken when you were a child. But from that time, she starts to see that that's painful. Oh, this because it hurts you in a different way. So you find yourself locking yourself in your room, like, let this man not come and start shouting, let this woman. And it's not because your parents have changed. It's you who's going through the transition. It's you who's going through the change, okay? It's you who needs the adjustment. And what you need at that time, sincerely, is a lot of love, is a lot of care, right? That's the age where you see teenagers getting into vices. They want to try smoking because when you go somewhere, people are like, so you don't smoke. You're like, okay, let me do as if I smoke. So you pick up a cigarette. Oh, you don't drink. You are too shy to say, you know what, thank you, I don't. That's something that when you become an adult, okay, nobody will drag you into what you don't want to be dragged into. So for instance, exactly, peer pressure. So for instance, I don't drink. Okay, that's personal to me. I'm not saying that, oh, that's wrong. I don't drink. And no, also when I go somewhere, oh, everyone knows by now that I better give Dio a juice. Okay, give her maybe a healthy fruit or some nice juice for her to have. Okay, and so that's normal. So I want you to rest in your heart, teenagers. That's It's okay that you feel the way that you feel. What you need is a lot of support, right? A lot of support from older people who love you. And you need to be able to accept that support. Don't feel like they're against you. Many times your parents don't even know as much. They don't really know what you're going through at that phase. And that's why, teenagers, and it's as difficult for the parents as it's difficult for you. So you also need to be patient with them while they also need to be patient with you. So you might have to tell them like, mommy, don't be shouting at me when you see that my friends come around, it makes me feel bad, please. You say it nicely. Try to let them know how you're feeling, because Yeah, sometimes their love is suffocating, but it wasn't suffocating when you were like 7, 8 year old, right? So, but these are just times that you need to, it's because of the transition you're going through, okay? It's because of the transition you're going through, and it's perfectly fine. Okay, so I wanted to, and I hope I'm setting, if I'm setting you free today, just say yes, 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 yes. I want to ensure that a lot of teenagers are delivered from this um self-esteem, where they are constantly feeling like they are down, or my self-esteem is bad. No, you are in a transition phase. What you need is protection. What you need is people to love you. What you need is to understand yourself more. That's just the solution. But it's a phase and you will pass it. Okay? You would, and that's not to say that young adults and adults do not also have self-esteem issues. They still do. And that's why, we're talking about it. That's why we're telling you. If you're new from now, right, you'll be able to balance things up. Okay? So, if you have any questions, I mean, if you still have any questions, just put it in the chat box and I would answer that. I'm trying to rush through so that we will get to question and answers. And, because it's better I answer your questions than tell you, okay, I see you, I know, how do we deal with rejection? So just keep asking. And so, like I said about the spring, basically, okay, basically, self-esteem, what it is that it goes towards the full cup and towards the emptying. Is if it's healthy, it's going back and forth. So the fact that you feel this low sometimes, like it's empty now, does not mean that there's something wrong with you. Do you see? It does not mean that, oh, you don't have value or you're not great. That's not what it means. Do you see? That's not what it means. So, and what is important is that you're filling the cup, and you're at times something external from you might still just dampen your self-esteem, cause it to go down a little, but then it will bounce again. So it's this back and forth, this back and forth. If you can take a picture of the screen, so that you can always remember that your self-esteem, is fluctuating, going back and forth. And it doesn't mean it's not healthy. It doesn't mean it's bad. It's healthy. It's okay to have your self-esteem go both ways. Okay? Okay. So if I'm helping you guys, tell me how it is. Tell me, guys, tell me. I want to hear from you. How's it going? Comparison. Just ask your questions. Yeah. Reshibumi is saying he's left-handed and in school they're always saying yeah. So especially Yoruba culture, if you're not handing somebody something with your right hand, they feel it's disrespectful. So when you're left-handed, everybody is then saying, oh, but come on, give it to me, your right hand, Joe. All those things could put pressure on you, and you're feeling like, but this is really my more active hand. But so the important thing at the end of the day, guys, is that you know yourself. See, a lot of people can't understand you enough. And we will get there when we talk about building a healthy self-esteem. I just wanted to establish that. I wanted to establish, the fact that at the end of the day, a healthy self-esteem is not one that is always all the time feeling great. Okay? There are times that even your friends will make you feel bad, right? They will say things about you. There are times where you might um, be a victim of a bully. There are times that you would not be great in a particular area. Maybe you're not good with maths. I mean, that's a big one, okay? In Africa, maths is like, when people are good in maths, they are geniuses. When they're not good in maths, they're non-geniuses. That's really a big one. And so at the end of the day, I will be showing you as we go, 8 different kind of intelligences. 8. Maths is just one. It falls under logical. 8 different kinds of intelligences. That means you can be geniuses in 8 areas. Maths is just one of them. But you see, our teachers have gotten wrong, and sometimes even our parents. So when you're not good in maths, they start to say things in Yoruba like "Omowe," that means you're not sharp. But it's not true. There are a lot of things you can be great at, okay? Yeah. So let me move quickly because I want to finish and start to answer these questions. So the only reason I can, agree with you, let me move this. The only reason I can agree with you to say that you have a damaged self-esteem, is if your self-esteem spring is like this, weak, as in is no more stretchy, is no more, is just there. At that point, then I can start to agree that maybe you have an unhealthy or a damaged self-esteem. But for as long as you feel good in some areas, for as long as you have a self-respect, your confidence in some things, then you do not have a damaged self-esteem. Then there is nothing wrong with your self-esteem, okay? So I want you to, because at the end of the day, even the feeling and telling yourself always that, oh, I have a poor self-esteem can cause you a poor self-esteem because there's power in your words. Do you see? So when you keep telling yourself, oh, I have a poor self-esteem, I have a poor self-esteem, that's enough to cause you a poor self-esteem, okay? And so it's important that you tell yourself, the right things, okay? Yeah. So how do you grow and maintain your self-esteem? I'm going to stay on this slide a while. How do you grow? How do you maintain your self-esteem? The first is to know yourself. And I think this is the most important, okay? Because as you're entering teenage and young adults, that's when you are finding up until that stage, everything you were, they told you, oh, Omoshola, you like to sing. Omoshola, you like to play. Maisha, you like yellow. Everything was, they told you, you didn't know. But by the time you become a teenager, you start to know who you really are. You are in school, and at that point, let me see what's happening in the chat. It looks like it's bubbling. Okay. Yeah, you've learned to speak positively. Great, great. Okay. Um, yeah. So I will let you know how to access the recorded version. I will let you know. We'll put up a link so you can watch Divine. Yeah. Okay. If you're just joining, thank you for joining. We've been talking about maintaining a healthy self-esteem. So this slide is so important. This slide is so important, and I need you to pay a lot of attention here, right? Know yourself. How do you know yourself? That's what you should be asking me, right? The way to know yourself at this stage, because if you do not explore, you won't know yourself. Okay? If you do not try out things, so the way to know yourself is to try out things, volunteer. If you're a Christian, volunteer in church. If you're a Muslim, volunteer in the mosque. Okay? Try out things that help you know yourself more. Because in trying out things, what you're going to find out is either you did very well at them or you didn't do. And guess what? Because you're volunteering, nobody is marking you pass or fail. It's not 50 marks or 40 marks or paying you a salary. Okay, so you're able to get to know yourself some more when you offer up to volunteer. Okay, so when you see organizations to volunteer with, virtual organizations, I mean, there are a lot of places that you feel just volunteer, just put up your hand and say, oh, I want to. Even at this stage of my life, even as an adult, volunteering still helps me know what my strengths are, helps me know what my weaknesses are. Do you see? It helps me develop myself all the more. So volunteer, volunteer, volunteer. And when I say know your strengths, I'm not saying throw away your weaknesses, okay? But I'm saying know them. So a good example is if you're good in English, right? But you're not good with maths. What does it mean? It means that you need more help with maths because you're a student and you have to pass it. Okay, but you will never take an admission that gives you a course to go and study maths in the university. Did you see the difference? You're not going to go ahead to study mathematics in the university, but in secondary school, you might have to take maths as a course, as a subject. And so what do you need? You probably need extra lessons, to do that. You probably need to discuss with your friends who are better in maths. You probably need the support of your parents and the support of your teacher to be able to pass in maths. But that's all that you need. You don't need to be great. You don't need to be working hard to be great in maths, and you don't need it to allow it dampen your self-esteem. Now that I have picked maths, a certain guy called Howard Gardner, right, spoke about 8 different intelligences. 8, okay? Mathematics falls under logical. Mathematics falls under logical. There's musical. It's a kind of genius. I can't sing. I don't know notes, okay? I don't know the different notes and keys of, I don't know it, right? There is there's some people who are body geniuses. They just understand how the body works. They are flexible. There are people who are linguistics, language, English. They can learn words. They can easily learn other languages. There are people who are interpersonal geniuses. They can relate with people. I mean, I have an amazing person on this call, Adenike Oshilalu, who is my assistant on the Virtual Big Sister platform. She is an amazing interpersonal human being. I when I see her status every day, you guys, I kid you not, almost every day, if not every day, Nike has somebody birthday. She has a friend or three friends who have their birthdays. She's always, I'm wondering, like, who is this babe? At every party, she's recording and dancing and singing every song. And she's different from me. Okay. So at the end of the day, difference is good. We don't all have to be the same thing. When you know your strengths, oh, Nika is even just coming back into the whistle. When you know your strengths and your weaknesses, even when people say, oh, you don't know math, you will join them to laugh at you because you know that you don't know math. It's not an abuse, you see, but you know English. But you see, if they're abusing you that you don't know math and you don't even know what you know, then it's a problem. You see, let me see what's happening in the chat. Okay. Exactly. That my friends got admission before me. First to reach is not most successful. It does not mean anything. That somebody even got, yeah, it's possible to have more than one intelligence. Absolutely. So let me continue with intelligences. There's interpersonal, there's intrapersonal. I am a high intrapersonal individual. What that means is that I love my solitude. Okay. If I wasn't having to talk to you guys on this call, if I was, I would probably not be also talking. I understand myself. So from a young age, I wasn't somebody you could influence because I knew what I wanted to do. I could hear myself. I knew what I want to do in every situation, and I follow the compass of that inner direction. It's the same way I relate to people. More than what people say, I hear what people don't say because of the kind of personality that I have. I can observe things, So it's just be you, right? Whatever you are. But see, I know now if I go to places and they are looking for people who will hype and shout, I'm like, call Nike, call, this person, because I know that that's not me. Do you see? So you're able to accept who you are and you're able to accept others. And then you're able to, and whenever I need, so let me tell you now, when Nike was getting married, though, Nike had MC friends. She had DJ friend. Maybe I'm adding some things to it. She had makeup, but she had many people who were her friends who were offering all those services and could even do it for free. That's what it means to have interpersonal genius. Do you get? My interpersonal is on a one-on-one. I mean, I love my friends on a one-on-one. I go all the way for my friends. I'm not a crowd person, but I'm a one-on-one, person. So at the end of the day, know who you are. Are you linguistic? I have a bit of linguistic. I'm also a logistics. I mean, I'm a mathematics person, do you say? But music, no. Nature, no. Body kinesthetic, I don't know. I'm not flexible. I'm not a dancer. That's Nike, and she will dance a bit for you this evening, right? I will let her dance so that you guys see I'm not an entertainer. Do you see? I don't pictures. It takes a lot for me to get a right picture. If Nike pouts now, picture is taken, you would think the world model has taken a picture. So you have to know yourself so you're comfortable. You don't go on social media and then looking at people and like, how come this person's picture is so beautiful? You're beautiful too, right? It just helps you accept yourself. It helps you know yourself. It helps you understand and appreciate yourself. Another way that you can know yourself is that um, take personality tests. But you see, if you're still young and you have not explored a lot of things, you might not really get accurate personality tests at this point. Right. Thank you for posting all of those naturalistic. Yeah, those are all of the geniuses. So you guys go and read up on them some more and find out which one am I. and lay claim to your own. Hold on to your own and work at it. And so that you stop feeling bad when other people are shining. When other people are shining, you're able to celebrate. I'm a great celebrator because I knew myself, and from a very young age, okay? So I can celebrate people. I don't look at people doing great things and pass or, start to talk. No, not even in my heart. I celebrate them because I know that we are different. Do you see? I know that these people are different from me. Or if they call me in a party to come and start dancing, please, I will not. I'm not able to. Do you get? So at the end of the day, I will laugh. Please, 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 please. Oh, I can't sing. Oh, I can't sing. In fact, one of the things that I write when they say, tell me something about yourself, is that I cannot sing to save the day. So if I'm in a church and they are looking for some choir people to, I'm like, sorry, oh, I can't think. Okay, so you will even join people and laughing at yourself. Oh, I don't know this thing, I can't, and you would enjoy life more. Okay, so know yourself. Okay, and moving on, speak positive words. I started to say this earlier. Stop saying I have low self esteem. Stop saying I'm not beautiful. Stop saying what other people are saying about you. Start to say what you go inside, find out who you are, and start to say who you really are. Right? Start to say on this chat right now, start to tell me who you are. Start to chat it. Keep a journal, okay? Keep a journal. Keep a journal, right? In fact, strengths and weaknesses, keep a permanent journal, okay? Write strengths here, write weaknesses here. Every time you find out something is your strength, write it as a strength. Every time you find out something is a weakness, put it as a weakness. Weakness is on a need to have basis. If I need to have it, I will be diligent to get it. If I don't need it, I will leave it alone. Do you see? So tell me, who are you? Who are you? Write out positive affirmations. Tell me, who are you? Phoebe, I like it. I'm beautiful and elegant, right? Tell me, who are you? I'm bold and courageous. Yes, that's who you are. So stop saying who you're not. Stop saying, so because of a momentary failure or a momentary feeling, stop allowing yourself be cheated, okay? Keep a journal and write, especially in the area where you have struggled. If you struggle with the fact that you feel you're not beautiful, write it in a journal that you're beautiful. Stand in front of the mirror, take your journal, and say to yourself multiple times a day, multiple times, I am beautiful, I am enough, I have all that it takes to be successful, right? I am a value adding human being to the world. Okay, I am the light of the world. I'm the salt of the earth. Say it in front of the mirror. You'll be surprised how it would improve your self esteem. You'll be surprised how it will improve. So don't be saying, oh, I have low self esteem, or I don't know. No. Stop giving yourself excuses. Tell me who you are. I'm smart, beautiful, I'm enough. Bimbo, I'm not defined by what people say. I'm a wonder. Yes, Ebon. So exactly. So we all have, know your moments. Know how some people, I'm an early riser. I work well in the mornings. By evenings, I want to rest. So people, is that evening they start to work well. You have to, when you know yourself, right, you'll be able to navigate things better, okay? Another thing is healthy relationships. Healthy relationships, okay? Healthy relationships. Because even when you're feeling down and someone reminds you that it's you now, don't let this jam situation make you feel so bad. Or don't let what that lecturer or that, what you got in that course make you feel so bad. Yeah, you will do well. It changes everything. When you have people around you who can speak positive words, who can be there for you, who can support you, especially in trying times, okay? Because we will all have challenging times, we will all have difficult moments, but what we need, a healthy relationship. I mean, this is probably a different subject for me because of the way that I love friendships and relationships, okay? It can help you so much. If you are a nurse, and even beyond your friends, you need mentors, you need um, older siblings, older family friends who can be positive, your parents. You need people who can speak positively into your life. It would help a lot. And then finally for me is pray. Okay, whether you're a Christian, whether you're a Muslim, pray. Whatever it is, okay, pray. God is the one who created you, and He has the manual for your life. See, even adults are still discovering themselves. So imagine the power of prayer. It leads you to where you should be, places you should volunteer. It tells you about yourself. I have a book, I have a journal, I have things I can do. And today, I still added something I can do to my journal. In the past 1 month, I probably added like 3 things. Do you see? So find out what you can do, know it more and more. Every time life challenges you, go and pick up your journal. You will see your affirmations, you will see your strengths. You will find out that your strengths are far greater than your weaknesses. You will find out that the weaknesses are probably not things you need in your life. Okay? So that's important. Okay? Pray, pray. Whatever it is. And when I say pray, I don't mean you need to now lock yourself into a room and start to, the way we're talking, just talk to God. Okay, just talk to God. God, I want to know myself more. I want to understand myself more. I want to feel more good about myself. I want, just talk, just be free. Okay, He's your Father. Okay, so at this point, I will be answering questions. However, before we start to answer questions, I started to tell you about um Nike, Adenike. All right. Adenike, are you on? Okay. The hype. Okay. We need her energy and her hype. So Adenike is energetic. It's just to say that you have to be comfortable with yourself, right? She's different from me. She's energetic. She's an entertainer. I keep telling her that you need to go into acting. You need to go into entertainment. I mean, she's already working in the entertainment industry, but not as an entertainer. So I keep telling her that, oh, you need to do this. This is something that you should do. This is something that's key for you because of how you're wired. But you see, if if I did not know myself, I would be feeling like, oh, why am I not like Adenike? Why am I not at every party? Adenike has a dancing friend video with all of her friends where they dance and dance and dance. Every party she will dance and play, and so all of those things. So at the end of the day, it's just about being you. I am different, okay? I am perhaps maybe what you would call in school days a sort of bookworm because of my personality, which is fine. Whichever one you are is fine, okay? Whichever one, whatever that you are is okay. So I am perhaps a little more serious, except maybe where I'm around people like Adenike and friends who can calm my nerves, or when I'm with you guys. Just say, so, but at the end of the day, it's okay to be all those kinds of people, right? I will try to wait for Adenike, but before then, I just wanted us to have a little fun. If you can put on your video and let's just dance a little. I wanted you to see Adenike dance, really. That's why, just to show you that, we're just all different and it's okay. Yeah, when you talk to people for the first time, yeah, Shibomi, you're always scared because it's just personality. Some people can talk to anybody. They can flow anywhere. It takes me some time to settle down with an environment. It takes me some time to, to start to flow. If you put me in a large, crowded area, I'm fine, Mola Day, thank you. Right? If you put me with a large crowd, I might not, I might just want to be on my own, except you put me in a small setting with my friends, maybe I can do a bit. Or so at the end of the day, I want you to be you. I can talk to anybody. You see, Fermi Arowolo, it's a personality. So it does not mean that the person who can talk to anybody and the one who cannot talk to anybody, it doesn't mean one person has poor self-esteem and the other. No, that's not what it means. Do you see? We're just all different. We're just all different. I always say that I can't engage in small talk. Small talk when people are just saying, hey, okay, what are you? I mean, because I'm a professional now, I've worked a couple of years, about 11 years. I have grown in that, but it's still a nerve-wracking thing for me when I have to go to an event where they're just new people and people are just talking and talking and talking and they're just talking over a meal. Me, I have to sort of practice like, okay, what will I say? Let me find out something about this person so I know what to talk about. But some people, it's natural. They know what to say. If they pick any call, you see, I still prepare for interviews, right? I'm sure everybody does, but rehearse and rehearse to say, oh, let me ensure that I'm saying the right thing. Whatever you are, whether you're quiet, whether you're outgoing, whether you're slim, whether you're plump, whether you like maths, or whether you all of the other geniuses, embrace yourself, okay? Embrace yourself. I wish I could give all of the examples, but I'm mindful of your time. Okay, I don't want to end. Or should we go ahead? How many more minutes should we do? Right? So that I know that, because I know that teenagers manage their data. I don't want to keep you guys on and on. Okay. But we're not getting Adenike back. So let's do this. Let's just dance a little. Let's say Adenike. She's at a party this weekend, almost every weekend. Last weekend, I saw her status dancing, I was shouting, singing every lyrics of the song. I was wondering, you see, so whatever you are, okay, the meeting doesn't hold every, but okay, so before I go ahead answering questions, it's important I say this at this point. One of the things that I'm announcing here today is that we started a community in November, okay, but we have not yet opened the community to many. So there are a couple of people here who are in the community. We had not opened it publicly. Only those who had engaged Virtual Big Sister at one point or the other were, requested to join the community if they wanted to. And it's been a great time. We have reviewed, the last book we reviewed is what? Please put it in the chat at me. 7 Effective Habits of teenagers, right? That teenagers should have. I think it's a Stephen Covey's book. Amazing. And my amazing team leads, they go on doing great work, reviewing with the team. We reviewed Mark Zuckerberg's case study. It was amazing. Yeah, thank you, admin. So at the end of the day, we're opening the community again. Please put the link for the application. I say application because you fill that form and then we would have a screening. We want to be sure that the people we have in the community are people who share our values and people who are ready to commit to the work, okay? So we would also post it on Virtual Big Sister page. We're going to announce it. I wanted to announce it here first. And so you can go ahead to pick up the forms and register so that you can, there we have weekly. And guess what? Right after this, we finished reviewing the last book last weekend. And next weekend, we're going to be starting on the self-esteem workbook. So there's a workbook that is going to help you build your self-esteem, right? So it's not every week. It's not every week, but I will try to see. I can't even commit to every month right now. I will say every 2 months. But if you guys are asking me to let us continue self-esteem conversations or any conversations next month, I can do that for you. But tell me in the chat, what do you want? Tell me, what should we talk about next month, and should we have a meeting? Just tell me in the chat and I will do it. Okay? So right about now, please tell me, what are the questions we have so I can start to answer? So we have that community and we're opening up to a lot more people. Let me read my chat from admin and see what I have now. Christiana, who sends me questions? I saw someone sending me questions. Please, can you send me the questions? Christiana just has her name as admin. Please send me the questions so I can start to take them. You can send it to me directly. Just copy and paste the questions. That's something you can do. I think I saw someone saying they want to talk. Who wants to talk? Okay, Adenike.
Hello everyone. Please, I am sorry I have been on and off. So I went for a wedding today. I'm actually the bride's hairstylist, and the person is my husband's friend, and we had to attend. But I've been joining in and out. My network has been actually crappy, but on our way home now, so I am here. I've been dancing, I've been listening to all the contributions and all. Thank you, Sister Dio. Thank you. God bless you. And I'm sure everyone has learned so far on self-esteem and how to be bold, how to come out to speak for yourself. I'm sure we've learned a lot. Thank you very much. I just wanted to just say, apologize, that I've been on and off. But I'm here now. And
thank you, my darling Adenike. Thank you so much. Okay, guys, let me quickly move to the questions. Okay, how do I deal with rejection? rejection. How do I deal with rejection? So at the end of the day, the truth about it is that at this stage, teenagers have what you're interpreting as rejection is just the fact that you're very sensitive at this stage of your life. Okay, I'm not saying that even adults don't deal with rejection. So the way you deal with rejection, how I would personally is reinterpret it to yourself. Okay, what was the person trying to pass across to me? So if a teacher says, "Oh, you don't know math. Come on, you don't," and you feel rejected, or maybe you should give me an example of what rejection means for you. So if a teacher just puts you down, or someone does not, they don't make you belong, or they discriminate you. Okay, first of all, interpret it to yourself. Like, why are they rejecting me? Am I valuable? Right? Can I am I good enough? Am I valuable? And guess what? It's by knowing your strengths, knowing yourself, mastering yourself, knowing your identity that makes you easily answer that question. Okay? It answers the question of valuable because you are more hit if you feel you're not valuable and people reject you. In fact, you are likely to think people are rejecting you even when they're not rejecting you. If you have not discovered your self-worth, okay, if you have not discovered who you are, if you don't know your strengths, anytime maybe people are talking about maths, you already feel rejected because you are like, why are they talking about maths now? I don't like it. If people are looking all glam and maybe they are acting, you forget that they might be entertainers. You see, most of the people that we follow on social media who are creating pressures for us, they're entertainers. That's their job. If you ask me to start to take a picture every day, you're going to put pressure on me. I can't do it, right? Post a picture every day, a fine picture looking. No, it's not my work. I'm a financial services professional, okay? I'm a banker. I'm not an entertainer. Do you see what I'm saying? So you have to be yourself. Don't try to be like anybody. So most times we're rejected because we're trying to function in spaces that we are not supposed to be, right? There's a story I would share with you guys when I was in secondary school. So from primary school, you'll see, I've always been that juniors first, right? And secondary school, GS1 to GS3, I did well. When it got to SS1, I just looked at it like, brilliant person like me now, science class. So I automatically went into a science class, okay? When I got to science class, guess what? SS1, I repeated. Yes, I had to repeat SS1. It was after the blow hit me hard because I knew that I was in my house at that point. I have a brother that was a year older than me. Okay, I was the brilliant person per se, but I had to repeat SS1. It was after then. I'm very authentic. I've always been from childhood. I spoke to myself, how did you get here? Of course, there were some other factors that affected me, but I realized that, see, you see, these sciences is not for me. At that point, I wanted to be a doctor. You know, the way everybody just goes and say, wants to be a doctor. That's how I was on that train. I wanted to be a doctor. You see, right after repeating, do you know what I did? I immediately, I couldn't move again to a commercial or arts class. But I immediately decided that I was not going to go ahead to study a science course in the university. So from SS2, SS3, I I was going sometimes to go and just listen to accounts in our commercial and arts class, not formally. I didn't have grades, and I saw that I was enjoying it. When I was going to choose my jam combination, I chose a combination of economics because I didn't have government. I wasn't a commercial student. I had to choose economics, geography, maths, and English. Okay, but I had to deal with chemistry. I had to deal with physics. I could manage physics because I loved maths, so it still made sense. But chemistry was terrible for me. Biology was just there. But you see, with diligence, all of my WAEC, GC, NECO, I passed all of my courses. I mean, passed everything. So I had to work harder just to pass them because I was already in a science class. But to go to university and go and do that chemistry, no. I didn't do it to myself. So many times we experience rejection because we try to force ourselves into areas that are not our strength areas. And that's because we don't know our strengths. So free yourself. When you see that you're trying to do something, you're not doing it well, or you see that you're not natural at something, give yourself a break. If it's something you really need, get help. And that's how you will know that, do I really need this thing? Is this something I'm willing to pay for? If it's not something you need. So, okay, so for instance, even if you have a quiet personality in the workplace, even if you have a business, you have to talk. Okay. And so you can invest in learning to talk, not for the purpose of, say, entertaining or public speaking, but just for the purpose of, you know, getting by at work. There are times I'm jittery in a meeting. I'm like, I don't, please, can I just, but I know that I have to talk. Okay. And so I'm better at it now because I've done years, but it's not still my strength. If you leave me alone, I want to be quiet. Do you understand? So know your strengths and own it. If I when people are laughing that you don't even talk, laugh with them. But if you constantly, stay on the area of your weakness, you will easily feel rejected. Anything people say would hit you deep. I don't want to stay too long on that so I can, move on. I know that there are a lot of people who, um, so how do we deal with comparison? I mean, it depends on who is comparing you. I know that a lot of parents, unconsciously compare their children to one another. And I apologize if, you have been that. But trust me, your parents are probably not just aware of how much it's doing to you. They even compare you to your siblings. But still, just focus, okay? I can't say it won't still hurt. It will, but those years will pass. And if your parents are people that you can speak to, I know you might not be able to tell your teacher, oh, very gently, quietly, or write a letter to tell them that I might not be good in math or I might not be like my brother, but I want to, I want to be able to I am good in English, I am good in music, I am good in, and I will make you proud. So that might just be enough. You might need to communicate that to your parents, okay? So don't feel so bad but you don't compare yourself to anybody. You have great power over you, okay? Don't compare yourself to anybody. It's not worth it. Do you see what I'm saying? You don't compare yourself with anybody. Whenever, and that's why I say keep a journal. If you did not hear me earlier or you just joined, keep a journal where you write all of your strengths. You're not going to know everything now and all of your weaknesses, but keep a journal where keep populating where you know. And guess how you know? People will tell there's some things that I keep telling Nike that these things are easy for you, Nike. You think these things are, and not everybody knows how to do some of these things you say. And I'm using Nike because she's someone I'm close to, okay? Not everybody knows how to do these things that you know how to do. So don't take it for granted. And I'm also using Nike because she's a contrast. I mean, I have more friends who are like me, who are even on this call. I have Bukola, okay? I have Duchess Beecroft. They are my friends, but they are more like me. I'm using Nike because she has a contrast personality from me. Do you see what I'm saying? It's okay to be that. And even my friends who are more like me, there's still things that we do differently. I'm sure Ibukun can sing. I'm sure, do you get? And so be comfortable with who you are. I have Chidima on this call. There are things that Chidima can do that I can't do. I have Wura here. Wura is a research, Buku is a research professionals, right? In fact, Buku is Dr. Beecroft. I think Wura is also a doctor, right? So people are, when I say doctor, I mean doctoral, not medical doctors now. So people are different. So embrace your difference. Thank God I didn't go and study medicine. I can't stand blood. I can't stand a court. Do you see? So don't force yourself to be who you're not, and don't compare yourself. I mean, I can't promise that people will not compare you, but like I said, self-esteem is a bounceability thing. People will do things to you, but bounce back. Okay? Don't stay there. Bounce back. Three, when you have dreams or ideas wanting to start something and your parents don't believe in you and it has caused low self-esteem. I think um as a teenager, of course, and as a young adult, one thing that still limits you, I won't say limits you, one thing you have to understand is that you're still under the guidance of your parents. And for as long as you are, you might not be able to do certain things that you want to do. Do you see? You might not be able to go ahead to make certain choices that you want to make, and that's fine. Don't beat yourself too hard, right? But how to navigate. And that's why I said in relationships, it's good to have mentors. Have people you can talk to who can then show you how to guide. You might need to talk to an uncle who can talk to your parents. You might need to talk to a mentor who can tell you how to talk to your parents. Maybe write a letter to them and prove. So if you want to get something from your parents, you might need to like show well behavior in certain areas. Show a lot of good behavior so that when you go to them and say, oh mommy, I'm trying to do this thing, they listen to you. But if you have always looked as if you're a child who gives them problem, every time you bring up an idea and say I want to do something, they're going to feel like one of those things that will get us into trouble again. Do you understand? So you have to prove a track record so they can trust you. I know that some parents are still very protective and feel that. So you can talk to mentors, talk to pastors, talk to imams if you're Muslim, people who your parents respect, do it respectfully. Because at the end of the day, you must honor your parents. You might not feel like you like them right now. You might not feel very good, okay? But this phase will pass and you'll be grateful that you have your parents. I hope I answered that. How do I build my self-confidence? So I think I already shared that, right? Know yourself. Take every opportunity to know yourself, volunteer, get to know people, right? Know yourself. Take personality tests. Take teenage personality tests. Take think about, there are times you just need to be still and quiet. What do I even do well? What do I like? There's some things we like, but because it's not really embraced in Africa, we don't think it's a good thing. Do you see? Music, bodily kinesthetic genius means that you know how the body works. Those are the people who go on to be surgeons. Those are the people who go on to be flexible. They can be fitness trainers. Do you understand? All of these people are successful. So at the end of the day, it's not one way fits all, but you have the responsibility. As much as people will point, so even if I would not say just listen to what people are saying to you, even if people say, oh, you can be a fitness trainer, you then need to ask yourself, can I be? Do I really understand it? Because if you're waiting for what people tell you, that means when they tell you bad things, you believe. When they tell you good things, you believe. Okay? Molade Oladipo, Virtual Big Sister is a platform on IG. I'm the founder and the lead mentor of Virtual Big Sister. And I introduced my team earlier. I have a team of volunteers, support mentors, and guest mentors. And we work together to serve teenagers and young adults. Please, someone put the Instagram Virtual Big Sister link up again so that Molade can get it. And like I said, we're opening the community and you can join, you can invite your friends to feel, and we will call you to get to know you. How can you take personality tests? Okay, I think I'm jumping. Personality test than on the internet. If you Google and type, I would rather you type teenage personality test so that you take a test that is more suited to the level that you are. What's my view on gender biases, roles, how it affects self-esteem? Correct. You see, gender bias is something that has been there for a while. And even though there's a lot of work being done, it might not completely go away today. But see, at the end of the day, when you know yourself, right, every door can open to you. Ngozi Okojo-Iweala is a woman, and the door of world trade opens to her. What does that tell you? Do you see? So people's minds are changing, but whether it changes or not, you remain a person of value. Add value. If you're a value-adding person, so if you own an airport, right, or an airline, are people going to say, if it's a woman that owns this airline, no, I'm not going to fly? Have you heard it before? Have you heard it before? No. Nobody's going to say so. You just go on and be successful, right? You go on and be yourself, live your life. I mean, there's really nothing. So don't be fighting gender. Don't come and go. Don't want to become a feminist, okay? Just stay your space, develop yourself, understand, challenge the norm, right? Challenge the norm that, oh, women are supposed to be, challenge the stereotypes, challenge, oh, women are supposed to shut up, women are supposed to, no, you're not supposed to, okay? Grow yourself. But all of these things you can do, like I said, when you put yourself out there, when you put yourself, in the space, you can challenge the norms, okay? Um, I'm trying to be fast. I've gone far beyond the time I spent plan to spend. How do you feel, all of your friends? How do you deal with the fact that every of your friend is moving forward and you are still stuck? You're supposed to be happy for them, but you're not happy. Two things. First, you might be in a season that really challenges you, and it's fine that maybe you feel not so good when you, but celebrate your friends. The reason that they are moving forward or the reason you are stuck is not because they are moving forward. Do you see? The reason that they are moving forward, and you should even be happy. You see, I'm happy when good things happen to my friends because it gives me hope that good is in the neighborhood, right? Good is in the it's good is around me. Because see, if you see people who grew up in the midst of extreme poverty, in the midst of extreme joblessness, it's almost automatic. As a child is graduating, the child just joins the jobless people. But if everybody around you is getting a job, it gives you hope. It makes you feel, oh, I can do this too. Do you see what I'm saying? So I would rather be around people who things are working for. I'm not saying there are times that sincerely in your heart you don't feel a tinge of God. Why not me? Why not now? Why is this thing delaying? Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but what you need to do at that time is to pray and find a way to solve whatever is holding you down. Do you see what I'm saying? But be happy for your friends. But it's okay to feel some bad, but don't stay there. It's just like I said, self-esteem is springability. Sometimes you might be low, but don't stay low. Okay? So celebrate. One of the things that I do, right? One of the things that I consciously do when I feel like something is happening for someone that's not happening for me. I celebrate lavishly. And if I can sow a seed, if I can give, I give. If I can support the person, I go out of my way to support the person. And that helps me it helps me feel good. Okay? So I encourage you to do the same. I encourage you to go out of your way. Don't look at people, don't go on social media checking people's profile and feeling funny. You're going to worsen your self-esteem. You're going to create envy issues for yourself. Celebrate people. Be lavish. Be lavish in your celebration. When you see someone looking good, comment, oh, you're looking so good, right? Be lavish in your celebration. It will help you be grateful and it will help you not stay, you know, in self in any bad state. Okay. I'm trying to scroll and see the questions. When I talk to people, I'm missing. Okay, yeah. How can we take personality tests? I think Bukola, our support mentor, has also been dropping some personality tests. Is there any meeting after this? No, not today. I'm currently studying accounting despite my parents pushing me. Exactly, please. Um, Malade already explained virtual big sister. Um, I've been taking myself through self-discovery recently. I love teaching. I love medicine too. Can I study medicine and be a lecturer? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, my father-in-law is a doctor and he lectured. He's a professor of medicine. He's retired now. So he both practiced and lectured. Do you see? My husband, on the other hand, is a medical doctor also, but he's not going the lecturer way. So you can't be. First of all, that's one thing you know. You can be anything you want to be. Just ensure that you're trying to be it because for the right reasons, because you see that's your area of strength, because you see it's the reason that God created you. Don't try to be it because of someone else. Okay. Um, Question: how can self-esteem help one overcome depressing thoughts? Of course, if you stay in the place of low self-esteem continuously, okay, you're going to keep having thoughts that are not enhancing how you feel. Right, you're going to have having thoughts that make you more depressed. When you start saying to yourself, "Oh, I have low self-esteem. I'm not beautiful. I hate myself. I'm not enough. I'm a failure." When you start saying things like that to yourself, I just explained to you guys that I repeated SS1. Does it make me a failure? No. I went on to do well SS2, SS3. I changed, the way the courses and the way I planned to get into the university. In the university, I graduated not only with a 2-1, but I was either the fifth or the sixth best student in my class. Do you see? So one experience is not enough to define you. Do you understand what I'm saying? So don't limit yourself to one thing and then get depressed. If you are having depressing thoughts, Dio is raising up her hand, or she clapping? I think she's clapping. Right? If you're having depressing thoughts, it's because you are dwelling so much. I remember that one of the things I told you to build a healthy self-esteem is positive words. And positive words not only start when you speak, they start in your heart. So please get a book and write one by one. Counter those things that cause you depression. If you feel you're not beautiful, say, I am beautiful. I am perfect. I am a leader. I am awesome. I am wonderful. Do you see? Write positive thoughts every day. Go in front of a mirror, take your journal, read those things to yourself continuously. And that answers for the one who says, how do you overcome depression? Get to know what you like and start to do it. Put your energy in the direction of the things that God has created you for. Put more energy. Do you understand? If you don't need something, leave it out of the way. But see, if you don't like something that you need it, get the help that you need. So when I was in the university, if I'm reading something I don't really understand, the best student in class was my friend. I would just write in my notes, ask Stella. And so I will call her and say, I don't understand this part. So she would explain it to me. So the reason that we're all different is to complement each other. It's not to negate each other. There's no one person who has it all. I might know math, you might know English, I might be more organized, you might not be as organized, but you're great, we're entertaining, you're fun, you're funny. So be yourself. Do you understand? It's okay. Give yourself permission to be yourself. I need to round off. I see some people are already dropping off. Which university did I attend? Well, the greatest university in the world, Obafemi Awolowo University. I'm sorry if you don't feel that way, right? I don't know where you went to, but that's the greatest university. So if there's any great Ife person here, just let me see. Oh, PS, right? That's the best. There's no other. All other universities are other. There are other universities. You see, other universities, right? Okay, so I think that brings us to the end of this amazing, amazing, amazing session. And I'm really glad that you guys stayed, right? I'm glad that you guys stayed. I'm glad for your questions. And from all of us at VBS team, right? Myself, volunteers, the support mentors, the guest mentors, we say thank you. Thank you for committing to your growth. Thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up.